There are many events and undertaking that has occurred throughout the academic year. There are aspects of the process that requires reflection, evaluation, and closure. One of the vital parts of teachers' professional journey that probably gets the least attention is meaningful reflection on the academic year in general. After exams, report writing, packing, and sometimes classroom movements, cleanup and clear-outs, or even farewells, little time is left to give enough attention to these vital processes. The reality is that no two academic years are the same. Hence, there are essential lessons to be learned from each and wisdom to harness. Here are some of the points of focus to include when reflecting, evaluating, and closing out the year of teaching and learning. If you were a tutor, reflect on the aspect of the tutor group that you felt made certain behaviors more manageable, and how some students might have gone unnoticed for longer. Contemplate how those could have been addressed earlier and the levels of support that could have been implemented for both yourself and the child. Give thought to those students who were resilient, fulfilling expectations, but had not won any rewards or trophies throughout the academic year. In so doing, develop a meaningful reward system that you could use to reward them before the summer term ends, and where the term has already ended, that you could send home. What keynotes could you add for future reference if needed, or pass to the tutor that will inherit the group so that they can be supported in their transition and adjustment with the group for the next academic year? What resources did you use that could be altered, improved, or added to your teaching files? What changes are there to the curriculum that could be readjusted in your plans? What printing resources did you have that could be stored and used at the next teaching of the unit? Examine your resource box to see what resources need replenishing to avoid buying everything again for the next academic year. What resources have you utilized that you could share with other colleagues as best practice? Teachers in the same faculty could organize a resource swap or sharing session where they showcase a selection of their best activities used throughout the academic year and share that with other colleagues. When you reflect on your tracking and monitoring techniques and how you provided students with progressive feedback and feed-forward activities, what worked well and why? How could those skills be embedded in your professional practice for the upcoming academic year? When comparing students' progress made, what initiative did you employ and what impact did they have? Could those have been used to greater effect for other students? What other techniques might have benefited students? Could these be something you develop further for the next academic year? If so, how could they be used and implemented further? Teachers are always on the lookout for better pedagogy to inform their planning and improve their teaching and learning. Reflect on some of the methodologies that have been used with different groups or individual students. How can these be improved upon? How will they alter your units or sequence of lesson plans? What are some of the best strategies that you have used to teach the units or topics that you felt you taught best? What about strategies that could improve the teaching of those in which students had not excelled? How can these information assist with the planning for the next academic year? Classroom and behavior management strategies are never too much. They can be the difference in a successful, happy learning environment and one that is the complete opposite. Explore some of the techniques you utilized that got the best attitude to and behavior for learning out of students. Refine these whilst they are still fresh in your minds to decide on how they can be used in the next academic year, should these similar challenges arise, or preventing them entirely. Make a list of some of the approaches that were really beneficial and those that you felt did not serve you so well. Use this to refresh your approaches for the upcoming academic year. There are some beneficial videos such as Operation School Break and Preparing for a School Break that will give further information on how to prepare for the school holidays and closing out the term successfully. It is vitally important that teachers start to look ahead to the coming academic year. The video Preparing for a New Academic Year can give insight for planning. It is essential to make necessary preparations regarding plans for sequence of lessons, resources, teaching groups, and collecting information about individuals and making schedules that will aid in a successful new year ahead. The changes are many and the transition could be treacherous. It is up to teachers to make them as smooth and successful as possible. It is always so important to look at things whilst they are fresh in the mind and decide what worked well and what was not very beneficial, exploring ways that they can be modified and how they can contribute to the overall performance in any academic year. Once you have reflected, decide on how they can form part of your professional practice for the upcoming year, or how they can be successfully removed as necessary. Always consider the benefits, the workload, and the level of commitment that will be needed to make it a reality.